I'm used to Facebook Live, so I was waiting on it to. I'm watching a documentary on ancient Mesopotamia and the Sumerians. Yeah, I said Mesopotamia. That's not how you say it, but I'm fucking retarded, I guess. Mesopotamia. I can say it right, but I gotta slow down and fuck all that. Mesopotamia. Ooh, I said it right fast. Anyway, this was the very first civilization known to be on the planet. The very first intelligent civilization. They made tools, they tamed animals. Watching this video, it says that their caravans opened the first trade routes across the desert. With who? Who the fuck were you trading with? So that's a point for investigation. What the fuck do you mean that opened the trade routes? They were the first civilization.
Let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone.
And then slime for mortar. And they said, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. Genesis 11 something. I'm glad this video involves the Bible so heavily, which, you know, Mesopotamia was in the Bible. The Sumerians were in the Bible. Not as the first civilization, though. But we have proof that was 4,000 years old. The Bible's too, so I actually was kind of hoping, which my research may still prove that God is real. Maybe the Bible's older than you think it is. Maybe BC and AD means something different. Anyway, I gotta find out, who the fuck did it open the trade routes with? What do you mean it opened the trade routes? You can't trade shit if there's nobody to trade with. It's just like in the Bible where it says Adam and Eve is the first man and woman, and they had two sons, Cain and Abel. And Cain and Abel married these women. Who the fuck are these women? Where the fuck did they come from? Ugh. I wish I didn't cuss so much, and I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try to chill that out, but it's passion. To me, when a person uses these words when they talk, it's just passion what they're talking about. And I have this is, I'm about to give away all my material possessions on account of this so that I can focus on this, because I feel like having all this shit around me clouds my mind, and I'm gonna figure this out. It's gotten so much deeper than what I had started out. My original experiment model build was gonna be just based on the flat earth theory, proving that it's not correct. And my hashtag was Flat Earth Truth Exposed. Now, the Truth Exposed was all caps. And people are like, well, you think the Earth is flat? No, I never said I did. It's not. It wouldn't make sense in a three-dimensional world that we would have a one-dimensional planet. That is that's remedial. There we go. I'm trying. I have a very bad mouth. I am uneducated. Let me explain something. I went to the 9th grade, and in the 9th grade, I was arrested about 56 times, and they decided not to let me back out that last time, and so I spent the rest of my juvenile life in a facility in Tennessee where they decided that once you're a criminal, you lose the right to education, so they didn't send people to school back then. I was locked up for the last 2 years of my juvenile life without education, except education that I reached for on my own, books that I read, things that I studied, and you better believe I studied. I was locked up. Of course I did. I was alone in a box where it was quiet. I had time and peace. I could do nothing but study. I won't lie. If my 14-year-old son didn't depend on me and my legally blind, crazy-ass mother didn't depend on me, I'd be locked up right now just so that I could study. Like, let me out when I get done. Like, let me be in here. I will knock a motherfucker out every 6 months. Just put me in solitary confinement. Let me study. Let me do my work. And when I break the fucking theory and find the whole key to everything, I'm going to tell you why the dinosaurs died. I'm going to tell you where they lived and what lived. There are not that many species of dinosaurs. And I'll tell you something. They're not dead. Nothing killed the dinosaurs. They're still here. I'll explain it to you this way. If you put a shark baby in a fish tank, a 50-gallon fish tank, he will only get as big as that fish tank allows him to get, because his environment will stunt his growth. You take that same shark baby, after it gets as big as it's going to get in that 50-gallon tank, put him in the ocean. he will get to be about the length of 5 school buses because his environment allowed him to grow this way. Now, think, when humans did not dominate the planet, when we were not so over-fucking-populated, there's that again, when we were not so overpopulated, animals could have been larger. They could have eaten more. Their diet and everything was more accessible. They had more to eat because there were no people destroying the plants and vegetation and excavating and building malls. Snakes. If you take a snake from today and flip that motherfucker over, he has 4 spots on his belly for legs. It's called evolution. He just does not have legs anymore. He is a serpent. He is a cold-blooded serpent. There are cold-blooded and warm-blooded. There used to be. They're not anymore. The planetary displasion caused that, and I will explain that later. This is gonna take, I want to have my charts up so that I can show you what I'm saying, because if I just say the shit, you're not gonna receive it, and you're not going to understand it. But something happened when the dinosaurs ruled Pangea, which was the supercontinent that made up Earth, basically. The part of Earth that wasn't ocean. But do you really think a ball of water
250 kilometers south of Baghdad
would stabilize itself in space? Just a ball of water. Doesn't make sense, does it? And a ball of water contains magnetic force. I know that water transmits electricity, but I didn't know it would transmit a magnetic force. Maybe we need to test that. Does water transmit magnetic force? Let's find out. Next video.